Hello, I'm Douglas Johnson and welcome to another episode of Day Tripping. This is going to be another scavenger hunt. If any of you watched it back at the end of 2018, I went around Los Angeles looking for LA Air Raid Sirens. Back then I believe I did 15 miles. And today I'm going to do scavenger hunt number 2, where I'm going to again walk 15 miles to find 15 Air Raid Sirens. There's the first one, and it's located on Vermont, just west of Vermont, on 7th Street. There's number 1. I believe most of the sirens we're going to see are going to be of the SD10 type. I believe there's 1, maybe 2 that are of a different type, but yeah, what we're going to see are mostly Federal Signal Corporation SD10 sirens. So here I am. I'm down on Hoover and Pico. So there's Pico, there's Hoover, and I looked around the area here, and I could not find the siren. So I thought maybe this one's gone as well. And then I turned the corner and I saw this tree, and I don't know if you can see it. See it there? Here's the post. There's the little gangplank, and the siren's kind of hidden up in the leaves there. This one is also an SD10, model SD10. Obviously it doesn't work, and I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I can zoom in there, but the you can see where the cables connect. They're cut. So this one's not going to work. It's never going to work unless they reconnect it to the electrical system. Well, here I am on the corner of Arolo, and it's on Pico Boulevard. So the corner of Pico and Arolo. It's about 1 block west of Normandy. And behind me there's our next siren, another SD10. All right, so here I am, still on Pico. I'm just a little bit west of Crenshaw, and there's the next one right there. As you can see, this one's different. That's a Federal Signal 500, if I did my research right. I'm gonna go around the other side. We'll take a look at it. Just so you know, it's in front of this Capital Burgers building, which looks like it's abandoned, but it's got this old classic sign. So you find the Capital Burgers sign, and you'll find the Air Raid signal. It looks like a bullhorn. There are no wires connected to it. So once again, just like all the others, this one is not working, and it never will work. So I came up Crenshaw, went north on Crenshaw, made a left on Wilshire Boulevard here, came down past the, I think this is the Bell Theater, and then across the street there is the Han Michi congregation, and right behind me there, it's the next siren, another SD10. Now, one thing I remembered about when I was looking up these guys, so these SD10 sirens, they were manufactured or put up and operated in the 50s to the mid-80s. So these aren't relics of the World War II, you know, the great LA Air Raid and stuff like that. You wouldn't have heard these. These were ones that were put up for the Cold War. You know, that period of time when the US and Russia were having an arms race for mutually assured destruction. So if the Russians had ever launched a missile at the United States, you know, most likely a nuclear missile, these things would have been there to warn you you're about to die. You can try to get shelter. All right, so I went north on Highland, made a left on 3rd, and about a block away, here's our next one, another SD10. Now, for this one, as you notice, it's like right next to a house. There's bedrooms, I'm assuming, right there. Many of these that I see were on like busy, it is a busy street, but many others I've seen were like in busy business areas. This one's right outside of a house. Man, imagine what it was like living here when they would test one of these things. I came down La Brea, made a right on Wilshire, and I looked around and I saw this construction going on here for the Purple Line extension. I was afraid that the siren was gone, just like what they were doing downtown, that they tore it down to do the construction around me. But then I looked at the map and I came down here to Detroit, and I come over a little bit. It's right there up in the palm tree. It's right there up in the palm trees. There's a much better view of it, another SD10. So hidden, they got a palm tree in front of it, so it's a little bit difficult to see from the Wilshire side, but there it is, our next one. So I walked through the tar pits. They weren't doing anything today, so I came through the museum. Of course, the museum was closed, and then here they're building, I don't know if you can see this dome thing they're building behind me. It's the museum, motion pictures. It's under construction. I don't know what that dome is. I'm going to be curious to see how it comes out. But across the street from that, on Orange Street, just north of Wilshire, there is the next Siren. Again, it's another SD10 Siren, and it's kind of hidden away there, just down the street. All right, so from the corner of Fairfax and Wilshire, I came all the way up Fairfax to Beverly, and there you can find the next one, another SD10. Right across the street here is, this is CBS Studios, and then behind that is the farmer's market. So, you know, if you come up in this area and you're looking for food or something to do, something to go shopping, you got the farmer's market in the Grove right there. I went up Fairfax, I made a right on Melrose, and I came down almost back to La Brea. The street here is Dermot, and we can see right there behind me, there's our Siren, another SD10. It's behind this new place, well, new because I used to come down here and work for work, and it was never here, but it's called Milk Bar. I guess they make cookies and ice cream. So from La Brea and Melrose, I continued up La Brea till I got to Santa Monica. I came over to Highland, and then I kicked up to a street called Lexington here, which is, this is the street, it runs kind of parallel to Santa Monica. Santa Monica is down that way. It's down there, and this is Lexington, and on the corner of Lexington, and Seward, I think he was like the vice president or the secretary of state that got Alaska. We find the next one. So again, another SD10 model. All right, so I went up to Sunset Boulevard and I headed east down past the Netflix building. I made a right on Van Ness, and there's supposed to be one over here in this park or near this park. There's a park here, and there's a park across the street there. And according to the map, it's supposed to be here in this area someplace, but I'm looking and I don't see it. There's a big tree over here. I thought maybe it was hidden in that tree just like the other ones, but it's not. So yeah, I think this one here is gone. Let me see on the map. There's numbers. There's numbers on the map. Again, I get the information from that cheap wire. They've got an interactive map that puts all the things onto a Google map, and they have all of them numbered, so you can kind of look them up and see pictures and stuff. So this one would be number 27. So number 27 is number 27's gone. Took Van Ness all the way down to Melrose, made a right, headed west, got to El Centro, and there it is. Is that it? No. There it is. Sometimes it's hard for me to see these with my sunglasses on. But so there's our next one. So I think I got two left. So from Larchmont and Melrose, I went south down Larchmont, crossed over Beverly, and then went through this nice little shopping area here. I believe it's called Larchmont Village. Man, they got so many great like little coffee shops, and places to eat, and places to shop. But anyway, you get to the end of that street and to First, which is the one here, and you turn the corner at the Chase Bank, and there's number 14. And as you can see, it's not an SD10. I believe, if I paid attention to everybody, it's an HRO Zero drone. It looks like a Federal Code. I have it written down here. It looks like a Federal Code number 5, but I was looking into that because I was getting confused, and I think a Federal Code 5. No. Yeah, I think a Federal Code 5 is shorter and stumpier. I think that's a HOR Zero drone. I'm sure you'll tell me if I'm wrong. But now, the one cool thing about that is these are older ones. So this was around during World War II. This is a World War II style one. I can keep pointing at the right one. So that's a World War II style one. All the ones we've been seeing today were Cold War. So that's a World War II era one. And you would have heard this type of siren during that LA Air Raid. So that's number 14. We got one more to go, and that's over on Beverly and Western. Let's head on over. All right, so I made it to the last one on my list. There it is behind me, another SD10. That was number 15 on my list of 15 to see. Remember, there was one missing, so technically that's number 14 that I saw today. But this one, you know, it's right there in the open, but it's kind of hidden. I walked from Larchmont. I made a right on Beverly. I went down to Wilton, and I made another right on Wilton and came down. And this one is located about in the middle on Council Street, between Council and Ridgewood Place. So it's kind of nestled in a little neighborhood right here, which I guess makes sense. You know, these sirens were to warn the residents, and this is a residential neighborhood. The funny thing is, when I talk to people and I tell them what I'm doing about these Air Raid Sirens, like going around and doing little scavenger hunts for them, everybody is always interested in them. And if they grew up in Los Angeles, they tell me the stories about hearing them going off at the end of the month or once a month. But you know what? Most people, they come out here, they see them, and then they just disappear. It's like they're always there. It's something that's always there, but you don't really notice it until you pay attention. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do, is just draw attention to these landmarks here. You know, it's like they haven't been used since the 80s. You know, what is that now? Like 85, 86, we're in 2019. So what is that now? That's almost 30 years. So these things are like, been sitting up here in the weather for over 30 years. And who knows how much longer they'll be up here, another 30 years, another 50 years. So yeah, so they're like relics of an older time. And that's why I do this. So hopefully I'll do more. At least I'm planning on doing more. I don't think I'm going to do any more today because my feet are killing me. 15 miles I think is just about my limit right now. That's why I have to do more of these to toughen my feet up. So with that, thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe. And as always, until next time, get out and stay safe.